Hundreds of protesters demand revocation of ISCOM's extension and justice for Jiribam killings, marching from Ola Ground to Palace Gate in defiant rally. Security forces recover cache of arms and ammunition in Manipur's vulnerable hill and valley districts. 2 arrested in Imphal East for extortion and illegal arms possession. Government extends suspension of mobile internet services in 9 districts for an additional 2 days, citing potential threats to law and order from misuse of social media. And grade 2 student from Imphal, Ningtho Khongjam Visilisa, appealed to President Draupadi Murmu for peace and justice in Manipur, expressing deep concern over the safety of children. Hello and welcome. You're watching ISCOM English News and I'm Ruby Unkai with you. Now let's take a look at the news in detail. Hundreds of individuals gathered at Ola Ground in Imphal East today and marched to Konung Mamang in a protest against the extension of the Armed Forces Special Powers Act in 6 police stations jurisdiction of Manipur. The demonstration called for the revocation of the central government's recent order and demanded justice for the Jiribam killings. The rally was organized by the Old Kongba Road United Clubs organization in collaboration with the Old Manipur United Clubs Organization, Manipuri Students Federation, Poire Leimarol Merapaibi Apunba Manipur, and Old Manipur Women Voluntary Association. Protesters voiced their strong opposition to ISCOM, describing it as a colonial-era law that should be abolished. They chanted slogans urging for the law to be obliterated, as well as calling for an end to India's divide and rule policy. The demonstrators also demanded justice for the recent killing in Jiribam and called for punishment for the perpetrators. The protest concluded with a plea for the repeal of ISCOM 1958 with chants of Long Live Manipur. Vice President of Poire Leimarol, Assam Ebe Tombi, and President of Amuko Imphal East District, Takelambam Diju Meitei, while speaking to the media, expressed discontent with the policy played by the central government towards Manipur.
Amadi kogi praja mayamna pa amzadana amadi tara hendana awaba kaya khangra tandokhraba aspado ngasi anaubo oina ngasi akoibu afam asida pusanbirakdana aikoida amuk hanna mion minai tawriba se tawbigano aikoi khangbada yamna ware ima simje kari taw haibagi thawdang ado ngasi akoina pangthongingbagi akoina masi khudingda akoina Nangasi, I could a Sinjariba, a Sigumba, a Reli, I could get a soba, Taurangamani.
Oji, Mamang the Jerida, Hatkiba, Yoteris, Yampan Tibamong, the Angang, Masapiba Pogda, Bakok, the Yotum Nakanor, Tom, Hatpa, Maibel, Bog the Hatpidakpa, Asgumba to Rel of the Tadrakpa, Bong the Tongue, Yam Usatoid among the Tadrakpa, Simbascum, Ram the terrorist Tonga say, Atumbatam da, Pardana, Miamang the Putopio, Akpasarak Bibio, Haidana, Manipur say, I call divide and rule, policy da, Zatibitana Manipur to Gaina Hona Bigano, Manipur Apunbuk Satam say, to Gaipana Hona Bigano, Haidana, Manipur Apunbuk Satam with Amokta, so I call really say, Bapung Pana, I call Aspalo Topa, Manipur Apunbuk Satam Lakpa.
Suspected Kuki militants launched a fresh attack late last night at multiple locations in the Lamlai Assembly constituency under Imphal East, including Sabungko Kuno and Santi Kongbal. It is reported that the attack, which began around 10 p.m., saw the militants opening fire from areas such as Yangangpo Puyok Ching, Sangaril and P. Faimol. However, after retaliatory fire from security forces deployed in the region, the militants ceased their assault. Fortunately, there were no reports of casualties during the crossfire. This attack follows previous incident in which farmers working in Mamang Alu Lokol in Thamna Pokpi were forced to flee their field, leaving behind all their equipment due to earlier attack by suspected Kuki militants. Security forces carried out extensive search operations and area domination exercises in the vulnerable Hill and Valley district of Manipur, recovering a cache of arms and ammunition. The operation were part of ongoing efforts to maintain law and order in the region. In Gangpokpi district at Lunkongjang Regis, security personnel recovered various items including a .303 rifle and SBBL gun, 2 9mm pistols, a long-range mortar pumpy, a mortar bomb, 8 live rounds of ammunition, an anti-riot picket grenade, a tire smoke shell, 2 cartridges with rubber bullets, and a Bofang wireless set. In a separate operation in Jiribam district, a grenade number 36 was recovered and 3 illegal bunkers were destroyed along the drain near Mongbung Kuki and Mongbung Meitei. Meanwhile, Manipur police arrested 2 active members of an armed group during a raid in Kurai, Ahongay Labuk, Lekai, Imphal East. The suspected identified as Todam Ibungo B. Meitei, alias Taton, age 48 years, and Chanam Rashini Chanu, alias Tulsi, age 32 years, were reportedly involved in extortion and illegal possession of arms. Items recovered from their possession included a 9mm pistol with a magazine, 17 live rounds of ammunition, a wireless radio set, and a mobile phone. In Kurai Thangjam Lekai, the women folk staged a sit-in protest last night to condemn the government's plan to deploy the Central Armed Police Forces, CAPF, at Nesu ground and the nearby school, which is currently being used as a camp by players. The protesters expressed their concerns over the decision to station additional security forces at a location where there has been no reported violence. They raised questions about the rationales behind deploying the CAPF in this particular area, while violence continues in other parts of the state. One protester pointed out that if additional security measures were necessary, they should be implemented in areas that are actually experiencing unrest, especially in the peripheral region of the valley that border the hills. The women have been guarding these schools since last night to prevent the deployment of the CAPF in the area.
Kurai Thangjam Laikai asida akoigi Nisu haidana sporting union amalai sporting union sida ngasi school amalai school sida akoi sporting union sina angangsing football academy hangbanina angangsing sanabagi hauzik su adum leptana sadana lairi aduga ground si ju akoi ayukki nungdangi league tawribanina practice athadana lairi mafamni aduga haribi school si ju hauzik sarkari school si ju run tawdana lairiba adugumba school ni mafam asida akoi CRPF lakani haidana lami lakani haidana Manipur police na mangsin tharaga lakpado madu akoi yaba sungam ngamoi hairiba lami singdudi langi mafamda laigadabani aduna mirakta koigi masaida karigumba misam mirakta lairiba sida kari dawduna lami lakadorino madu yaningde haibagi kholauduni akoi ngasi yauribite.
The Manipur government has extended the suspension of mobile internet and mobile data services in 9 districts for another 2 days until 5:15 p.m. on November 27, 2024. The Home Department issued the order citing concerns that anti-social elements could exploit social media platforms to disseminate hate speech, images and videos, potentially inciting public unrest and worsening the law and order situation. The suspension, which began on November 23rd, applies to Imphal West, Imphal East, Bishnupur, Thoubal, Kakching, Gangpokpi, Churachampur, Jiribam and Faizol district. State officials explained that the restrictions are a preventive measure to safeguard public safety. Limited exemptions may be granted by government in specific cases. Broadband services, including ILL and FTTH, remain unaffected as per previous conditional orders issued on November 18. The government highlighted that the decision to continue the suspension was made after reviewing the current situation and emphasized that legal action would be taken against violators of the order. In a heartfelt letter to the President of India, Draupadi Murmu, a young girl from Imphal West has made a touching appeal for peace in Manipur. Ningthau Khongjam Vasilisa, daughter of Ningthau Khongjam Thanil and Ilangbam Ningol Vijay Lakshmi from Uripok, a Class 2 student at Kendriya Vidyalaya Philpot, expressed her deep sorrow over the violence that has claimed the lives of 3 innocent children. With a simplicity that belies her tender age, Vasilila wrote, "Me and other children are not safe. I want peace for the people in Manipur," sharing the pain of a generation caught in the turmoil. She lamented the fact that for over a year, she and her fellow students have been deprived of a regular school life due to the unrest that continues to ravage the region. In the letter, Vasilisa included a simple yet powerful message: "We want justice," accompanied by drawings of smiley faces reflecting both her innocence and a hopeful wish for a better tomorrow. The letter, which was addressed to President Draupadi at Rashtrapati Bhavan in New Delhi, stands as a heartfelt plea for the restoration of peace and safety in her home state. The All Assam Manipuri Youth Association organized a grand celebration of Ningol Chakoba, a traditional festival fostering love and unity at Sonai Kalibari in Kasar. The event, marked by cultural and social significance, brought together the Manipuri diaspora in Assam to uphold and promote the Meitei culture, history and solidarity amidst the ongoing conflict in Manipur, and paid silent tribute to the soul who had sacrificed their lives during the ongoing Kuki aggression in Manipur. In his opening remark, AMIA's working president Y. Bikramjit emphasized the association's efforts to support and uplift the Manipuri community. Prominent intellectuals and dignitaries, including Dr. C.H. Vijendo, Khetri Mayum, Kamala Singha, Huyam Nirendra, and social activists actively participated in the event, sharing their insights and encouraging the Manipuri community to stand united. During the deliberations, Dr. Hamom Santikumar Singh highlighted AMIA's demand for an autonomous district council for the Manipuris in Assam, describing it as a necessary step to secure their rights and ensure their long-term welfare. AMIA's chief advisor, Gundal Khetri Mayum, addressed the gathering, expressing his view on the political and social implications of the ongoing crisis in Manipur. He remarked that the demand for separate administration in Manipur was a politically driven agenda and called for solidarity among the Manipuris in Kasar to face these challenges with resilience. The event concluded with a communal feast and a renewed commitment to preserving Manipuri tradition and ensuring community welfare. This gathering that the event resolved to strengthen unity among the community and move forward. The resignation letter of Inspector Sangabam Ibotombe, who had tendered resignations the day after he was replaced as officer in charge of Jiribam police station and posted at MPTC following escalation of violence in Jiribam, has been accepted by the Manipur Police Department. In his resignation letter addressed to DGP Rajiv Singh, through Jiribam SP, Ibotombe cited unavoidable circumstances of his family and other reasons for taking voluntary resignations from service and urged the DGP to accept his resignation. According to Ibotombe's resignation letter, he had been awarded President's Medal for Gallantry twice in his service tenure, scored 57th DGP Good Service marks, received 1 DGP commendation and 30 appreciation letters. The sudden demise of Irom Sanjoy Singh, a senior artist and joint secretary of the Laymayol Art Center, Chingamaka, has deeply saddened the local artistic community. In honor of his contributions, the board members and artists of the center observed a 2-minute silence yesterday. Sanjoy, during his lifetime, has participated in numerous plays both within the state and beyond, earning respect and recognition for his work. The Laymayol Art Center extended their heartfelt condolences to the bereaved family members, expressing their sorrow over the loss of a dedicated and talented individual. Chuilian-2, one of 2 satellite-tagged Amur Falcons released in Manipur, is currently near the Somalia-Kenya border after completing a remarkable non-stop journey across the Arabian Sea. The male falcon, named after a village in Tamenlong district, began his migration from Guhargarh of Maharashtra had reached Somalia. Meanwhile, Guanram, the female falcon, is still in Tamenlong. On November 8, the Manipur Forest Department, in collaboration with the Wildlife Institute of India and local villagers, released 2 Amur falcons named Chuilian-2 and Guangram, along with 9 other birds tagged with B&HS rings. This initiative, part of a long-term satellite tagging project, aims to track the migratory routes of these long-distance travelers. The Amur falcon, known for its annual 20,000-kilometer journey from Southeast Russia and Northeast China to South Africa, spends time in India's northeast and Somalia during migration. The 9th Amur Falcon Festival in Tamenlong, held 4 days back, highlighted efforts to protect these birds, supported by local communities and conservation events. The winter session of Parliament commenced today with 19 sittings scheduled over 26 days until December 20. On the first day, the Lok Sabha will discuss the Banking Laws Amendment Bill and Railway Amendment Bill 2024, while the Rajya Sabha will take up the Bharatiya Vayuyant Vidheyak 2024. The session aims to address 16 bills. Meanwhile, the opposition India bloc has called for discussions on issues such as Adani bribery allegations, violence in Manipur, and the Waqf bill. Congress leader Mallikarjun Kharge is expected to finalize the opposition's strategy. In a tragic incident in Uttar Pradesh, Bareilly district, 3 individuals lost their life after their car, misdirected by Google Map, veered off an under-construction bridge and plunged into the Ramganga River on Saturday night. The victims were reportedly traveling from Gurugram to Bareilly to attend a wedding, relying on Google Map for navigation. Their vehicle unknowingly approached an incomplete flyover. Unaware of the danger, they drove onto the structure, which abruptly ended, causing the car to fall 50 feet into the river below. The tragedy came to light the next morning when locals spotted the mangled remains of the car in the shallow riverbed. Authorities were immediately alerted and police arrived at the scene to recover the bodies and initiate investigations. At least 5 people were dead and several others, including over 20 police personnel, were injured in Uttar Pradesh Sambhal after violent clashes erupted following a court-mandated survey of the Mughal-era Jama Masjid. The survey was ordered following a petition filed by senior advocate Bishnu Shankar Jain, claiming that the mosque was originally a temple. It had ignited protest and stone pelting, leading to police retaliations with tear gas. Authorities implemented prohibitory orders, internet suspension, and material restrictions to quell the unrest. With the rise of the internet and smartphones, various dangers have emerged alongside the conveniences these technologies offer. While smartphones have simplified many tasks, they have also provided scammers and cyber criminals with new avenues to deceive people. In light of this, the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, or TRAI, has implemented several measures recently to safeguard individuals against scams and online fraud. One significant step TRAI has taken is to instruct telecom companies to enforce message traceability. This major decision was first announced in August, focusing on commercial messages and OTPs, which stands for one-time passwords. Initially, telecom companies were given a deadline of October 31st to enact these traceability measures, but this deadline was extended to November 31st following requests from major players like Jio, Airtel, VI, and BSNL. As the new deadline approaches, these companies must comply with TRAI's rules on tracking commercial and OTP messages. Now the headlines once again. Hundreds of protesters demand revocation of ISCOM's extension and justice for Jiribam killings, marching from Ola Ground to Palace Gate in defiant rally. Security forces recover cache of arms and ammunition in Manipur's vulnerable Hill and Valley districts. 2 arrested in Imphal East for extortion and illegal arms possession. Government extends suspension of mobile internet services in 9 districts for an additional 2 days, citing potential threats to law and order from misuse of social media. And grade 2 student from Imphal, Ningtho Khongjam Vesilisa, appealed to President Draupadi Murmu for peace and justice in Manipur, expressing deep concern over the safety of children. That is all the news we have at the moment. Thank you for watching ISCOM English News. Stay tuned as more news updates will be coming up at 8 p.m. Until then, have a good evening.